Marcin Prachnio and Philipe Lins. Now, this is a fight that's going to be taking place at 205, where Marcin's got a bit more experience, and Felipe's going to be dropping down. Looks like he's lost some weight coming down from that heavyweight weight class that he spent a bit more time in. And the Prachnio loss is kind of the one thing that really stuck out for me, right? 4 losses, 2 of the 4, Anklev and Rakic. The other 2, Mikey Slow Rodriguez and Sam Alvey. When you had to group those fighters together, talk to anybody right now that might follow MMA, and just the level of those 4 fighters, it's just, talk about a guy that's really hard to read, right? And that's kind of the way I looked at it going into my man Ike Villanueva's fight with him. It's just, you don't know what version you're going to get of him sometimes, but I actually like him a little bit more in this spot. However, I think it's tough to make an actual betting lay on the person. I actually love the under here, and here's why. Philipe Lins is coming down from heavyweight, and he's a pretty good boxer. He's actually got some good leg kicks. He's a good striker. Now, the problem at heavyweight is I think not only was it a little bit slower for the guys that were already pretty quick, but it just seemed like he was always a step behind. And I think moving down, it's going to give him an athletic edge just as a fighter, but he's also going to start taking on guys who are a bit faster. Now, Arlovsky and Bose are 2 great sample sizes for us to look at right now. Their movement in their fights with Felipe was the X factor. He was not able to time things. He was getting cut out of position. And if you look at the Tanner Boser finish, I mean, it was a lot of footwork in the moment, too. It was like late, hit him, move your feet, hit him again, and it was just like you can see Tanner kind of make his way around Felipe and just fill him up to get that finish, and that really set off Tanner Boser's career a little bit in the UFC, and he kind of got some significantly good talent in his own right. But going back to Felipe, I think this is a case where how much more athletic are we going to see him in this fight? Because Marcin's a good striker. Both these guys don't really have a history of being, on the ground. And it's funny because I think he's only been taken down twice from what I saw. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous how much these guys enjoy. Yeah, so twice. Ike Villanueva and Sam Alvey are the only 2 guys that have taken down Marcin in 5 fights. And both these guys have not initiated anything themselves. So that's where I was going with that. I just think it's a hard fight to read because I think both guys have the ability to finish in their own ways. I think Marcin's kicks and his speed here is going to be a factor. Felipe, again, the power, the heavyweight coming down. I mean, that all exists with a guy who has been finished by guys like Alvey and Mikey Slow. So I love the under. I think there's an opportunity there that both these guys are going to stand and bang. And I do think that there's an opportunity there for one of these guys to end the fight within the first, 2.5 rounds. But outside of that, I think Marcin Prachnio is a -150 favorite. Makes sense for the line here. It's just there's a lot more that can happen in his favor, and I think we're seeing a lot more improvement from him. So I'm going to go with him. I think the tape is out on Felipe, which makes studying for him a little bit easier. And we sniped that line. -160 is the opening line. That is pretty much on the dot with us. And it comes down to about -124. Philipe Lins opens the +130 dog. And now it goes up to -110. Just to kind of see if we can actually figure out. No chance right now at any props from what I can see. But keep an eye on that under. I think there's some good value there depending on where Vegas sees it.